Folks, we need to talk about what business is being fundamentally destroyed by ChatGPT. I think it will be an interesting one, and there may be others like it that we can go investigate. Let's talk about some three economists are saying about the economy and the stock market. And of course, let's get our first peek at Apple's savings account, because there was a insider report just about how much money showed up in the first 4 days. Pretty amazing stuff, folks. Yes, let's just get into it right away. There was a company called Chegg, C-H-E-G-G. It is an online education tech company. And lo and behold, they announced that ChatGPT seems to be crushing its business and gave very weak guidance. If you read the actual article, basically says the first 2 months of the quarter were on par, on trend. And then March, something hit, and they believe it was ChatGPT, and it fundamentally changed their business. So again, what other businesses, and I think education is probably one to look at, will be fundamentally altered by ChatGPT? I think there's obviously education needed, right? How to prompt, how to do these things. But yes, any old industry that might be hurt by ChatGPT needs to retool and retool quickly, because this artificial intelligence is not slowing down. But yes, Chegg blaming ChatGPT. I didn't think I would see it this early, but wow, it has now happened. Let's talk about Apple. On this channel, I think it was with Taylor, we mentioned Apple issuing a savings account with their partner Goldman Sachs, because that's just how it works. 250K FDIC insured. I believe it was 4.15. At the time that they released it, I think they were the 13th or 14th highest paying account. I don't know where they stand today, but there's an insider report talking about how much money showed up the first 4 days, and it was almost $1 billion. $1 billion. That's a lot of money for 4 days. It'll be interesting. Apple, I think, reports tomorrow or maybe Thursday, and it'll be interesting to see if Apple talks about how much they have seen deposits grow. But yes, it is meaningful. I saw a lot of posts saying, hey, it's a nothing burger. I don't know, $1 billion in 4 days. I think it's a big deal. And yeah, I think it's a big deal, but we shall see. Don't know if you guys are following this Bud Light kerfuffle. I don't drink beer, but apparently it is hurting top line revenue. It is reported that Bud Light sales fell 26%. 26%. Yep. Yeah. That's not good. That's not good. So we'll see where that goes from here. So let's talk about some economists: David Rosenberg, Jeremy Siegel, and Mohammed El-Alarian, and see what they have going on. We'll start with David Rosenberg. He is the former chief economist at Merrill Lynch. He expects the recession to start in Q2, which is what I actually think, or Q3. He actually believes that the market is not, yes, I said not, pricing in enough rate cuts in 2024. I believe I saw 3 rate cuts kind of in the plan based on, the market. So it's interesting to hear David talk about this. So he thinks the economy is clearly going to slow down. And the last thing I noted from David is he thinks we are going back to the zero bound. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But that is what David is saying. How about Jeremy Siegel, Wharton professor, all over CNBC? He says, don't be fooled by earnings. These earnings really don't capture what happened at Silicon Valley Bank, now First Republic. There is, without question, a credit crunch going on. And he believes the Fed must cut to save the economy. I don't know, Jeremy. I think we're going to get one more and hold, but that is what Jeremy is thinking. And then finally, Mohammed El-Alarian, chief economist. He believes more bankruptcies are coming. This is exactly what higher for longer means. We are going to see companies who have too much debt, who are zombies. They're going to go bust. And Mohammed El-Alarian says there's a lot of commercial pain coming, which we've talked about a bunch. So I'm certainly more in the Mohammed El-Alarian camp. I certainly, more Mohammed. Jeremy Siegel and David Rosenberg really talking about cuts. I don't see them coming unless it gets really bad out there. I don't know if you saw this, but Morgan Stanley announced another 3,000 person layoff. Folks, I think we are in a white-collar recession. You've heard me talk about that for the last 6 or 9 months. We have been in Vegas for, the last roughly week or so. It is packed. So what it feels like to me is, again, it's a white-collar recession. Finance, tech, taking it on the chin. Most of the economy seems to be chugging along. Wages are up. If you look at the wage tier, certainly the lower end tier is getting a lion's share of the increases. And near as I can tell, they are out spend. So that's going on. Looks like the debt ceiling is going to come earlier. So the battle for the debt ceiling, raising the debt ceiling, which, let's be clear, we have to do, needs to happen this month. The new target is June 1st. So 1 month from today or 1 month from yesterday, there is now a looming crisis of hitting the debt ceiling. A couple of earnings came out. Uber beat top line, beat bottom line. Uber has really whacked some headcount. HSBC beat top line, beat bottom line, and announced a $2 billion stock buyback. Marriott International beat top line and bottom line, really saw a nice rebound in Asia travel. FDIC, one of the things that we talked about after Silicon Valley Bank is we would like to see different bank accounts have different FDIC limits. Looks like FDIC agrees with you and I. They want to increase the deposit number for business accounts, which makes total sense. They will need an act of Congress. They will need an act of Congress to implement that, but this is something the FDIC is pushing. We need to see if Congress has the ability to make that happen. And then finally, folks, on the housing front, I think this year it's not interest rates and affordability aren't going to be the top discussion. It is going to be about inventory. Listings are down, inventory is not coming. There is plenty of demand for the low numbers of active listings, so we don't have a mismatch. In fact, I would argue below the median is as hot as I have seen in the last 20-some years. So, folks, have fun. We recorded this early because we need to be going to the airport to get home. Take care of yourself. We will be back at the office tomorrow. Have fun. Bye-bye.